Okay, here we are, day 3, and a man that's coming to the stage right now all the way from New York. As you can see on his PowerPoint, he is from datehottergirls.com and also contributes to TSB magazine. Really fun guy. Took the trip all the way down here to Orlando to speak at the 21 convention for the first time. He's got 45 minutes to better game, but he's going to be up here for 60, so make sure you take advantage of every second. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Rob Judge.
Thanks, Peter. All right, awesome, guys. Thank you for coming out. A lot of you probably have no idea who I am, so I don't want to spend a lot of time up here introducing myself. All you really need to know about me is, like Peter said, my name's Rob from New York City. My favorite color is green. I like coffee, love women, and I was probably in a worse place than any of you sitting here when I started out. So that's pretty much the bare bone facts you need to know. And I just want to get right into the speech because I don't have a lot of time, but I want this to be a speech that impacts all of you. That you can listen to what I have to say right now and take this out tonight and translate that into better game. So when I was kind of preparing this speech, I was thinking about it, like what would be the best things? What would be the best things to talk about? And it's always tempting to go over like the amazing things to say, or like the smooth strategies, or the under the radar attraction techniques. You know, the classical what you call game. And it's so tempting to talk about that because you know what? Everyone rags on that stuff, but secretly that's what we all want, right? It's so easy, it's so simple. Just to learn some turnkey tactics, go out to the bar and use them. But I'm not going to do it because it won't help in the long run. And this is what my speech is going to focus on. It's going to focus on two things: effectively communicating with yourself and effectively communicating with women. Because if any of you know Zach and myself, if you've read any of my articles, if you're familiar with us, you know that Zach and I are two normal guys. We're just regular guys. I'm not like a pickup superhero. I don't go out and talk to the whole club. My whole philosophy on meeting and attracting women, it's about enjoying the woman. It's not about being social. It's not about impressing guys. It's not about learning a bunch of pickup tactics. I don't give a shit about any of that. That's just ridiculous, in my opinion. The only thing I care about is to see the girl that I like, the girl that I'm attracted to, the girl that could potentially change my life, and know how to have a good chance of picking her up, of getting her number, of getting her out on a date, making her my girlfriend. That's all I'm interested in. And I hope that's all that you guys are interested in too, because that's all I'm going to talk about today. So the way to do that, the most effective way to do that, is to change your mindsets. In my opinion, I look around this room, none of you need to add anything to your personality. You're all probably awesome guys. You're all probably funny, witty, and you know that you have this part of your personality already developed. The way you are around your friends, I'm sure all you have cool friends, all you go out, know how to have fun, kick back. But the problem is, when you see that girl in front of you, all of a sudden, all that drops out the window. You forget how to be that cool, charismatic, fun guy that all you already have. So my opinion is it's not about adding things to your personality. It's not about adding lines or tactics or strategies. It's only about changing the way you think, the way you view the world, so that way when the girl's in front of you, it's not this big epic battle. It's not this epic affair. So, you know, with really values, that's your perception. What you value is the way you're going to see the world. So like I said, like you're all already like cool, funny, awesome guys around your friends. But the way you're looking at things makes it hard to translate that when the girl's in front of you. Because really attraction, and I've seen this play out over and over again, it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. The way people treat you is just a reflection of how you see them. And how you see them is just a reflection of the values you've been taught. And the problem is, a lot of the values that society teaches you, or even the pickup industry teaches you, it's not conducive to success. It doesn't put you in that headspace where you're walking up to the girl assuming that she likes you. You're walking up with all these doubts, all these issues, all these things going through your head that's just going to hold you back from being able to communicate your personality. So the thing is some of the stuff I might say might be offensive to you. You might get butthurt over what I have to say up here because, you know, I know when I first started out, I read all the books, and I read all the theory, and I went out and practiced this stuff, and I had a very concrete way of how I saw or how I thought attraction worked. And I remember I used to like hear people say stuff that contradicted what I thought worked, and I would get like pissed off. I would like go on message boards and like write like 2-page responses to people, like telling them that like a direct game couldn't work. And that's just ridiculous. And you know, I got so offended, but what I didn't realize is if I had just looked at things objectively, I could have taken that opposing viewpoint and translated it into success. I'll tell you a story. It's funny. When Zach and I were first starting out with this stuff, and we were really trying to like perfect our theory and our philosophy, and try to really get to the bottom of what attraction really is, I remember there was this time we were in this pub in Wall Street. You can just imagine, like it's a hustle bustle, people are running around, waitresses are everywhere. And I remember I saw this waitress that I was just absolutely like drawn to. She was just absolutely beautiful, and I was watching her walk around. And Zach and I were sitting there, and this is when we still very much believed in that you had to like go indirect and go under the radar and tell her a bunch of stories and do all the stuff before she could like you. And I remember I said to Zach, I said, you know what? There's no way I can go up to this girl and do all this stuff, but I have to meet this girl. I have to approach this girl. So I'm just going to go up to her, and I'm going to tell her she's hot, and she should give me her phone number, and we'll see how it goes. And Zach was like, oh, shit, man, don't do it. But I was like, no, I'm doing it. So got up, and as I was getting up, I remember I turned around to Zach, and I was like, look, if I get kicked out, just meet me outside. And I was dead serious. I literally thought if I told the girl I was attracted to her, I would get like my ass kicked, or I'd get kicked out of a bar, or like Mystery was gonna like appear out of a cloud and be like, "Don't tell you're gay first," I just literally thought that, this was my belief system that I thought that this could never work. But I was willing to try it. I went up, stopped her, told her she was hot, and surprisingly, she was happy about it and gave me her phone number. And this was like amazing to me. This totally contradicted everything I had learned up to this point. And it was so hard to accept that. It was so hard to throw away all my old values. And this is why I understand what all you guys are going through. And I understand when guys go on message boards and they flame each other and they have these like dick wars over whose method's better and whose theory. Like we all laugh about it, we all make fun of those guys, but I understand where they're coming from because I came from there too. So again, if I say stuff that's offensive or challenges your values, I just ask you to be patient with it, to give it a try, keep an open mind. All right. Because ultimately, why are we all here? Why are you guys sitting here? To get girls. That's the answer. And it's so funny. The answer is so fucking obvious, but at the same time, so many people don't do this to get women. They do it to be more social. They do it to improve their pickup skills. They do it to impress guys. And I'm going to go. We're gonna look at all those different things, throughout this talk. But I just want you guys to just make sure you know why you're doing this. You're doing this because you love women. It's out of a love for women, a genuine curiosity, a genuine attraction to women, and wanting to improve that. And that's awesome. And that's why you're all sitting here. So just keep that in the back of your mind as I go through my slides here. So you have to say no to dick logic. Dick logic is what the term I use for stuff that makes perfect sense to guys. Like when you read this stuff, you're like, oh, this is awesome. I can't wait to go out and do this. But it does not appeal to women, okay? It's advice by men for men. Maybe if you're picking up guys, try out some dick logic. But if you want to meet women, forget it, okay? And dick logic, I'm going to throw a couple of examples out here. I don't think you need to go out and demonstrate that you're pre-selected before a girl could be attracted to you. I don't think some girl, like if I see a girl I'm attracted to, I don't think, oh, she needs to see me with like 13 girls before I go up and approach her. I don't believe you need to get to this state to get girls. I think that's absurd. What, you need to go talk to 3 girls before you can approach the girl you like? That's just, if you put that theory into your head, again, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe, oh, I need to do a warm-up set, or oh, I need to do a certain number of approaches before I could feel natural or normal, then that's the way you're going to feel. But I don't believe that shit. I think that's all dick logic. I think that's stuff that guys have said to you, and now you believe it. But I think it's bullshit, because I know myself, when I believed it, it was true. But once I threw that out, once Zach and I, because I watched Zach, me and Zach would go out, and I'd watch Zach go up to the first girl he'd approach and go home with her. And I'd be like, where's the 3 warm-up sets? Where's all stuff? Where's the pre-selection? All this stuff. And I realized this is all stuff that just men made up, and it's just absurd. So I don't believe in it. And again, like I said before, this talk is all about just getting you to that point where you can just see the girls you want and get them, and without all this nonsense in between. You know, and I'm breaking up the bromance, guys. Like, the bromance is over. It's all about getting girls, not getting high fives from guys. Like, I don't care about if I'm loved by the layer, the internet, you know, whatever. I'm just all I care about is that I'm with girls that I find attractive and to be quality women. So again, focusing on women. Focusing on women, that really sifts away a lot of the bullshit. It only matters about 2 people. There's 2 people you need to effectively communicate. Those 2 people are, first, yourself. Effective communication begins with yourself. That's what I was saying before. It's your values, the way you see the world. Because if you can effectively communicate with yourself, if you're in tune with your personality, that's a starting point. And then you just translate that to her. So 2 people, yourself and her. The only 2 people you need to effectively communicate with. All right? So let's spend a little time just solidifying how to effectively communicate with yourself. So empowering mindsets, seeing girls as girls. You know, I see it. You know, I'm from New York, and I see it over and over. Guys are going out. Like, they're going to fucking Middle Earth to do battle with women. Like, look, these girls are not Gandalf. Like, they're not like the dragon you have to slay, okay? This isn't a military operation. Like, I see these guys, they come into the club. I'll be sitting there at my favorite rooftop bar with, like, my girlfriend or a girl I'm talking to, and all of a sudden I'll see, like, the fucking door kick in, and, like, 8 guys, like, swarming the place, and they're going, like, in 8 different directions, and they're like, oh, wingman, you know, blah, blah, blah. You use these, like, 3-letter acronyms. Dude, this is not a military operation. It's meeting girls. It's the most natural, awesome thing you could do with your time. Why make it into this epic battle? Like, we're not going to Middle Earth. For those of you who went out last night, you know, it's like, and you know, I see a lot of smiles, and that's cool because it should be fun. It should be just like a fun thing. It's like when Zach and I go out, it's going out with my best friend to meet girls. What could be cooler than that? That's all I'm doing. I'm going to do 2 things, maybe 3 things. Hang out with my friends, meet girls, and possibly get drunk. That's it. That's all I want to do, you know? So again, take this idea of pickup being this epic warfare or this battle, this grand duel with women, just eliminate it. They're just girls. And not only that, but they're girls that want to meet you. And this is a belief that was so hard for me to accept, but once I did, my quote-unquote game skyrocketed, okay? Because if you think about it, and really, and I know a lot of people have brought this up, but really just think about this for a second. How much would your game change if you approached girls believing, like truly believing, they wanted to meet you? How much would it change what you did, what you said, okay? Like, really think about that. How would it change the opener? You know how it would change the opener? There'd be no fucking opener. Why would you need an opener if the girl already wanted to talk to you? If the girl's attracted to you, why throw out like some kind of like wild opener? Why have to do anything? All you have to do is just go up and talk to her. Why do you need like strategies or like ways to talk to her, ways to get her invested, ways to like knock her self-esteem down a little bit? I don't see that at all. Why would I have to do that? When I walk up to girls, I see them as girls that already want to meet me. Because it's so funny, you know? I have girlfriends and I talk to them, they tell me, like, it's so funny because they know what I do, and they can identify pickup guys very, very, very quickly. And I was just talking to my girlfriend Kelly last night, and she was saying, oh my God, like, I met one of those guys that studies that stuff you teach, and it was so funny. This guy was so cute, and he was so funny, but then he acted so weird. Like, why does he have to do this stuff? You know, he was saying all these lines and doing all this stuff. Like, he doesn't have to do this. And, you know, that's the thing. These girls are just out to meet you. They're going to the club. They're getting dressed up. They want to meet cool guys. So drop out all the stuff that doesn't. If it doesn't promote you hooking up with her or you meeting her, you getting her number, let it go. Drop it out. You don't need it. Because that's the thing. So much of pickup theory indicates that you don't believe the girl wants to meet you. Even compartmentalizing like a pickup into openers and you know, vibing and storytelling and comfort and rapport, that stuff should just be natural. It's not stuff to think about. And when you're compartmentalizing it and saying, oh, I need to work on this aspect of my pickup, that means that you don't believe the girl genuinely wants to meet you. Because like, she's not thinking about this. She's not sitting there saying, oh, how can I build comfort with this guy? How can I get into rapport? How do I transition into a sexual vibe? She's not thinking this. So why should you? If you start thinking it, you're going to make it weird. You're going to freak her out. All right? Because on a typical night out, like, again, I see these guys in New York. they act like fucking buffoons. It's complete clownery. They walk into the club, right? I mean, and I'll give you a very specific story. I remember there was this night that Zach and I were out, and we saw this guy who was just outrageous, like peacocking his tits off, you know, high-fiving everyone, spinning girls around, talking a mile a minute, merging sets, doing all this stuff. And he knew who we were, so he came over to us, and he started like machine gunning questions at us, like how to get the 30-second makeout, how to transition into a sexual vibe with the threesome with the model, you know, all these like really like typical questions you'd expect from a guy like this. And remember, I just looked at him, and I was like, look, all right, question. On my best night, how many approaches do you think I do? How many? And I thought this was a really simple question. Really, really simple question. But this guy looked so confused. I felt bad for him. I thought steam was going to start coming out of his ears, you know? He was just like, he was doing like mental math. He was trying to figure it out. And if I ask you guys that, how many approaches do you think I do on my best night? Exactly. One approach. My best nights, one approach, one girl, one happy Rob. That's it. Like, there's no reason for me to do a bunch of warm-up approaches. Like, literally, I mean, I'm not saying every night it goes like this. I'm not saying every night the first girl I approach is the girl that you know, I end up with, you know, for the rest of the night. That's not necessarily always the way it goes down. But that's the number I'm thinking in my head. I don't go out thinking, oh, I should do 3 warm-up approaches, then do my approach. I don't go out thinking, oh, I need to demonstrate social proof. I don't go out thinking, oh, I need to show I'm pre-selected. I think to myself, I'm going out to do one approach. And if that one doesn't go well, I'll do another one. So that's really like, that's kind of thinking that like you really need to shift to if you want to like really make this completely normal. If you want to be able to do this around your friends that aren't your pickup friends. Because I know that like your non-pickup friends, they see you running around talking to a bunch of girls, and then you tell them, oh, I need to talk to these girls before I can talk to that girl. They're going to be like, why? It's so weird. And it is weird. And if it's weird to like normal people, it's going to be weird to everyone, especially girls. And so this is really important. Because I bring this up is the myth of perfection. And the reason this is so important is because this ties into